Yeah, so the way I see it now, they're not trying to uncover a conspiracy. They're actually trying to make one.
Is this a death nail for Blake? Does this do what Brian said it was doing, which was proof she has no proof? Why are we even here?
Is it possible that a user on Reddit exposed Blake Lively's bot? The answer is yes. Is it possible that y'all are being toyed with on Reddit?
But on that same theory, some of the deposition has now finally come out. They put the whole thing out, which we both said was not a good move.
Hi besties, it's Katie. And, I think Blake Lively might actually be scarier than any movie villain she's ever played. Imagine, 107 creators, small PR employees making under $100,000, even random TikTokers, all allegedly in her legal crosshairs. And this isn't some movie plot, these are subpoenas, motions to compel, and people saying they're afraid to open their front doors.
Doing that great, because this makes them look so terrible. And there's a lot more, you guys. It's getting worse and worse.
So, why would an A-list actress go to war with everyday people over a PR narrative she claims doesn't exist? Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great! Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Imagine thinking a celebrity spat means some shady Instagram captions and vague tweets, and instead you've got a stranger pounding on your door, paperwork in hand, while your kid is mid-meltdown over a juice box. That's what some say they've lived through, only the drama isn't a fan comment thread, it's official court filings.
So they're basically saying that client-attorney privilege should be waived in this instance.
Who do you believe is involved in the ongoing smear? Attorney objects, blah, blah, blah. You can answer if you can answer the question without revealing attorney-client privilege.
We're talking about a list that allegedly runs to 107 names, YouTubers, small PR staff making less than $100,000, and TikTok folks who probably thought their riskiest move was trying a dance trend in public. Blake's team insists there's no smear campaign.
So, of course, as I said, more legal filings here. This is quite funny. As I mentioned before, Blake Lively's team is subpoenaing.
So there could be repercussions down the line if this type of conduct continues. I was skeptical that this case would ever see a courtroom.
But explain why people like Katie Cassis and Brianna Kostlow, basically mid-level agency employees, are being pulled into court demands to hand over conversations they thought were protected.
I can't even begin to imagine how nervous she was during that deposition, and as I hoped for.
We're not talking gossip screenshots, this is motions to compel, which sounds boring until you realize it's a legal move to force you to cough up info you didn't want to give. Without a team of lawyers on speed dial, that can feel like being grilled in a language you don't understand. It's a wild contrast, the face of Hollywood in designer gowns, and behind the scenes it's a PDF titled motion_to_compel_final_docs full of sentences that could knock you out faster than a sleeping pill.
In the AXA building on 7th Avenue. As you know, she got special treatment, surprise, from Judge Lyman.
Is this a death nail for Blake? Does this do what Brian said it was doing, which was proof she has no proof? Why are we even here?
One person described a process server pounding at their door like they were delivering pizza with a grudge. The agency group's Melissa Nathan, a quiet industry figure, is suddenly part of this high-glamour crossfire, just because she's in the wrong company email chains. And here's where it gets messy, eh? Critics say these moves aren't just reacting to threats, they work like a giant net catching anyone who might feed a story Blake doesn't want to see grow. That's the reign of terror part, someone with movie money playing chess against people with maybe half a month's rent in their checking account.
Put out this portion of it, and they did get reprimanded. The thing has been stricken. We'll talk about that. But we've now seen the unredacted moment in question.
It says here in this article that Blake Lively arrived at her deposition in New York. Full team Blake, her sister, best friend Robin.
And as over the top as the court stuff sounds, some of the most powerful plays don't make any courthouse noise at all. They happen online, quietly, without you even noticing. What if the real fight isn't playing out in a courtroom at all, but in your YouTube feed and the Google search bar you type into every day? That's the part most people never see, and according to a leaked August 2024 plan from Jed Wallace at Wayfair Studios, it even had a name. Not spin, not PR support. They called it social and digital mitigation, which is the kind of phrase you invent when you don't want anyone to actually know what you're talking about.
From an online game. And what it was studying was large language models, LLMs, which would be what this bot was if it is a bot that was exposed on Reddit.
Another gem from the plan, influencing online conversations without fingerprints. Sounds less like Hollywood and more like a spy movie internship. Now, normal PR means trying to get good press coverage. This? It reads like a recipe for digital surgery. Click-through rates tweaked here, SEO links boosted there, old posts scrubbed before they spark fresh drama.
Almost like I start to believe that they secretly hate her and want her to lose, because this makes no sense.
No factual basis outside of what my attorneys have told me for this claim that people have engaged in a smear campaign. And that is
Imagine walking into a library and finding every shelf has been rearranged so the only story you can find is the one someone wants you to read.
And how they're increasingly being used in real world applications and how they remain very vulnerable to prompt injections that anyone can.
That's what this looks like, except the library is Reddit, Discord, TikTok, YouTube, and even Wikipedia, all listed as targets for narrative shaping. Which is weird for something we've been told doesn't even exist.
Is it possible that a user on Reddit exposed Blake Lively's bot? The answer is yes. Is it possible that y'all are being toyed with on Reddit?
Attaching the full deposition transcript would generally violate all of the court rules which keep deposition transcripts behind closed doors.
And the story gets foggier. Emails suggest there was a dedicated digital team. Sworn statements say nope, never happened. So either the plan was imaginary, or it's the worst kept imaginary secret in Hollywood.
Yeah, so the way I see it now, they're not trying to uncover a conspiracy, they're actually trying to make one.
Then there's the bot question, were fake accounts pumping up nice comments, or did the regular mess of online drama do that job on its own?
Understand and know her PR strategy, because the prompt or the response that the alleged bot gave is her PR playbook.
Picture Blake at home with a latte, logging into 100 sock puppet accounts called NotBlake123 to clap back at strangers. Even if that never happened, the fact is, there's paperwork showing someone wanted this quiet online war in motion.
But on that same theory, some of the deposition has now finally come out. They put the whole thing out, which we both said was not a good move.
Before they get to trial. But now that Blake Lively's deposition is done, there is less incentive for her to settle the case.
Which makes it a lot bigger than just messy headline management. It's about how far celebrity reach can snake into the spaces we think are organic. This isn't the fun, GIF-worthy celebrity mess the internet pretends it is.